Hello, my name is Leslie Rivera, and this is my practice video for the final project. My topic is communicating emotions, and it's self-explanatory. It's communicating emotions. Unfortunately, there are most people don't know how to communicate their emotions. That is when as me too, we sometimes give misunderstandings or have misunderstandings of others, and that could cause an argument between a family member, a co-worker, or your boss, a friendship, or even a classmate, or just a stranger across the street, and it causes arguments. And sometimes you, because of that, you may get into divorce, or you might even lose a friendship, or even lose trust of a loved one. And that is what I'm going to talk about: communicating emotions, how to do it. So in order that both parties um, feel heard and they don't feel offended. So in my highlights, I put, contrary to popular belief, participants who regularly talked about feelings reported more distress and poor quality of life and functioning. That is in the book. Um, I know to everyone knows this, that it's much better to speak about your emotions than keeping them bottled up in yourself. And everyone agrees with that. I'm sorry if you hear that. Everyone agrees with that. Um, but it isn't just talking about misunderstandings or emotions that are bothering oneself. It's also to find a solution. And usually people don't understand that. So since they think talking about the problem is going to help, they continue talking about it, and it becomes so constant that most people take it as milking it, as in talking too much of it, as in, it usually it annoys people. No matter how much you love someone, if they complain about the same thing, it will get tiring. And that is when it says it's reported to create more distress and poor quality of life. Um, that is why it isn't good to continue talking about it. It is good to talk about it, let it all out, and then find a solution. Don't just get stuck there and just continue feeling, or may I say, reliving that emotion or that situation, or that moment, because it just goes wrong on both parties. My second highlight, sadly my last, is a person learns to express their emotions at a young age. From the moment they are born, parents are the first to teach them about emotions and how to express them. Depending on how they're taught is how they learn to handle them, whether it be good or bad. um, well, it's not that it should be obvious, but that's how people learn to control emotions. And when they're young, kids don't understand emotions. Well, at least they know they feel sad or they're mad or they're happy. Simple as that. But as you grow older, just because you're sad, you can't just be crying in the corner all day. Or because you're mad, you throw out a tantrum. That's what kids do. When you get older, you have to learn to control them. You have to learn how to express them appropriately. And if a parent doesn't teach that to the kid, um, It could either end up being a kid instead learns to suppress their emotions by parents telling them that their emotions are worthless, or they just dismiss their emotions. Or it could also be that a parent doesn't correct them or guide their emotions, and that's when they may become explosive in the future with anger management issues, or even um okay, that's actually the only the only examples I have. But um yeah. So that I'm sorry. Okay. So yes. Wait. Okay, I messed up, but that is what this is, a practice thing. Um I forgot to give background. Okay. So what I have right here is sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Emotions are a roller coaster of its own. Everyone goes through it, and sometimes emotions are not easy to decipher, and um, they're very complicated. They're layers of emotions upon each other that it may seem as one, but it ends up being like three other emotions under that. So, a, a few examples that I have is, let's say you're going to a long awaited concert. Obviously, you'd be excited, but you could also be nervous, or you could even, some tears may be brought up, not because you're sad, but because you're happy or you're so overwhelmed by what's going on. Another could be watching a scary movie. Most people get scared, but there are differences in how people get scared. Sometimes they get excited, they want to know what's happening, or they're intrigued, or they're nervous, or mm, what was I putting? Yeah, actually that's all I put. Yeah. um so yeah, some could feel nervous or feel scared or even thrilled with what's happening in the movie. Um, or another example could be going through a breakup. Everyone obviously will feel, anyone actually would feel devastated over a breakup. But some people may take it differently. Some may get angry and feel hurt and, well, sad at this all at the same time. Others may feel worthless or hopeless of whatever had happened in the situation. Another may even feel relief, but a sense of loss in the relationship. Again, depends on the situation and the person. So, over layers of emotions, sometimes it's really hard to understand them. And that's what I'll be explaining today. I mean, well, not today, in the video. Um, so yes. Okay. Um, okay. So, how I'll be explaining how to express one's emotions is first, obviously, if you want to communicate your emotions, you first need to understand what you're feeling. You have to be exact. You can't just say, I'm sad. Maybe under that sad feeling, you're feeling hurt. Maybe something happened, something is bothering you, something um, uh, made you feel disrespected or offended, or well, usually those are the few reasons. um so that's what I mean. You have to be exact. Maybe you're just irritated, not mad, or maybe you're just I don't know the word, I'm sorry. So basically, and if you can't figure it out, it's okay. You can also talk to yourself. Doing that could help clear out any thoughts, any doubts that you may have in you. And it's best to do it on your own, because when speaking to someone, usually you may get influenced by what they say. So it's best to speak to yourself. That way you just ramble off and you slowly start figuring out why you feel that way. Or you could also even write it down. So you have to exactly find out what is bothering you. Sure, you may feel mad or sad or whatever it may be, but it's because something bothers you. Then to express it, you can't just say it at work, or you can't just say it at the theaters. You have to know when. So perfect time is when you and the other party could be taken to a separate room or to a discreet place, or like a place that you feel that it's just between you and them. Then when communicating to them, you say I's, not we's or you's. You don't criticize them, you don't point fingers, you don't say who's at fault. You say what you are feeling and why you're feeling that way. Then once you say, oh, I feel sad because you, I don't know, you choose games over me, or because I feel as if, uh, damn it, I'll think of examples later, but yeah, that. Um, then, well, once your side is over, then you hear their side. Because obviously, if you're feeling bothered, it's usually, it could be one-sided sometimes, but there could also be something going wrong with the other side. So hear them out. Maybe they have a reason why they're doing the way they're doing what they're doing, or if they're also having a problem with you. And when you listen, it should go to both sides as well. You don't take it as in they're attacking you. They are only explaining what is bothering them. Whether it is true or not, it doesn't matter. You just explain, they're telling you what they're feeling. So you listen, because that's how they feel, that's coming from you. And same as them, that you're telling them because you feel that way, not because you're trying to create an argument. Then once you hear each other's stories out, then come up with a solution. Don't try to say who's right or who's wrong or who's most at fault. That just really ruins a relationship. Any relationship, a friendship, relationship with a mother, a sibling, a coworker, a boss, or even an intimate partner. In any relationship, there is no such thing as you're at fault the most or whatever. If each other really care, no one's gonna find a fault. Or even if you know it's your fault, then you'll say, I'm sorry. And both say, I'm sorry. Either not isn't because you made them feel that way, but because you didn't know you're making them feel that way. Saying I'm sorry doesn't mean submitting to them or acknowledging that you're at fault. I'm sorry means that whatever, if it was your fault or not, you're sad and you understand you made this other person feel this certain way, and you're not okay with that. So then you both come up with a solution. Then usually, hopefully, it gets better. So yeah. And my did you knows, it says, well, it made me seem wrong, Learning to suppress emotions and express them is a necessary skill. In a workplace, if a policeman were to panic during a chase, it wouldn't be a great policeman. One needs to learn when it's best to express their inner emotions. Just how I was explaining earlier, and you can't just express it anywhere. My second one is, even though talking about problems is helpful for one's mental health, talking too much of it will backfire. Learning when to talk about it, then learning when to talk about it, then find a solution is necessary. Don't keep reliving the problem. How I said earlier, um, it's not. It's best to find a solution instead of just milking the problem. And my last one is, avoiding or denying one's emotions has a highly negative effect on did you know avoiding or denying one's emotions has a highly negative effect on their health? One needs to allow their emotions to run free every once in a while. It's all Everyone knows that it's not right to suppress one's emotions. So let them out. Whether it's crying, screaming into a pillow, or writing them down, or going for a walk. I don't know. However one may feel is right for them, but let your emotions go free every once in a while. So, yeah, I have a few. There are 3 sites that I have if you'd like to know more, or have a guide to help you express your emotions. And yeah, thank you for listening.